Hello everyone, welcome to the world of stories. I am Prince Singh. I bring you the most unbelievable yet real horror stories from India and around the world. The story which I'm going to share today is shared by Prem, who lives in a small town of India named Bandikui, situated in Rajasthan. What Prem has shared is not just a story, these are the real events that had happened to him, and according to him, are still happening. Whether people choose to believe it or not, such things do happen, and they are so terrifying, only those who go through them truly understand. 4 years ago, Prem's financial condition was extremely poor. His father worked as a daily wage laborer. Even surviving each day was difficult, but poverty burned inside Prem's mind. His dreams were far bigger than his circumstances. And in search of work, he went to a prominent city of Rajasthan named Jaipur. He wandered for many days but found no job. One day, exhausted and defeated, he sat at a tea stall near a famous hospital. That was when a man came and sat beside him. Seeing Prem troubled, the man asked, "What happened, brother? Why do you look so disturbed?" Prem was already overwhelmed. He told the man everything, his struggles, his helplessness, his desperation. The man revealed that he worked as an ambulance driver at the same hospital. And then he said something that changed everything. He told Prem there's a vacancy for a ward boy in the hospital and I can get you that job. Hearing this, Prem felt genuine happiness for the first time in months. Then the man asked him to come the next day. Prem did, and just like that, he got the job. He worked sincerely, and within 3 to 4 months, his financial condition began to improve. But then he fell into the wrong company. The money he earned from the hospital started feeling insufficient, and that was the moment when his life quietly began drifting towards a darker path. Prem says that he used to listen to horror stories on YouTube, and one day he came across an entity named Karn Pishachini. At first, he ignored it, but because of the bad company, his troubles kept growing. He had taken heavy loans. The people he owed money started harassing him. That was when the thought returned to him that something like Karn Pishachini exists. He began researching it on the internet, and what he found shook him. According to what he read, by performing Karn Pishachini Sadhna, a ritual, a person could become rich. Hope blinded his fear. He searched YouTube for every small detail, but the information given was confusing. Everyone said something different. So he turned to Google and Instagram posts, found numbers of tantrics, and started calling them. But soon he found they all were frauds. Someone said it would cost 50,000 rupees, someone said it would cost around 21,000 rupees. But Prem had no money. Still, he didn't stop searching. 4 more months passed like this. He went to different places in Jaipur, met gurus, tantrics, but every single one of them was greedy for money. And then he heard something else. He was told that Aghoris lived near Pushkar Ghat, a city nearby Jaipur, and they could make this sadhana happen. If you don't know about sadhana, sadhana is basically a tantric ritual or a ritual to please the gods and goddesses. And tantra is a path which can help you control these entities, and Prem was searching for this. Although he came to know about the Aghoris, but he was also warned if someone approached them directly, they could get angry because Aghoris are very angry sadhus and might even kill a person. A few days later, Prem quit his job and went to Pushkar. He searched everywhere, stayed there for 3 to 4 days. He found nothing. A few days after returning, he heard another rumor. So, there is a famous place in India called Manikarnika Ghat. It is supposed that many sadhaks, tantrics, and sadhus live there and those people do their sadhanas and tantra kriyas nearby these ghats. So Prem came to know that at Manikarnika Ghat there were Babas and Aghoris who could help him. He had no real hope left, but he thought, I have already gone this far. What's with one more place? So he went there, he stayed for a few days, still nothing. The next day, he booked a train back for Jaipur. In the evening, he sat at some distance from Manikarnika Ghat, thinking that coming here too had been a waste. Only a short while had passed when a Baba came and sat beside him. The Baba looked at him and said, Child, why are you sitting here like this? What's troubling you? Prem replied, Nothing. I am just sitting. The Baba smiled faintly and said, I know why you have come here and what you are searching for. And let me tell you one thing, I can give you what you are looking for. Then the Baba leaned closer to Prem and asked, But tell me, my child, do you have the courage to accept it? Prem says that at first he thought the Baba was just another fraud, someone looking to loot money from him. But there was something different about him, a strange radiance on his face, something Prem had never seen in any human before. A long, thick beard, dense, matted dreadlocks, dark, hardened skin, a black tilak on his forehead, prayers beads around his neck, eyes that carried depth and an unnatural shine. Then the Baba said, Don't worry, child, I am not a fraud. Prem hadn't said anything out loud, yet the Baba had read his thoughts. Without being asked, the Baba began telling Prem everything, how he came to Jaipur, how he fell into that bad company, how he took loads, how he went to Pushkar, everything, everything. That was when Prem realized this man was not pretending. Prem fell at the Baba's feet and pleaded, Baba, please pull me out of these troubles. By hearing Prem's plead and seeing his situation, the Baba agreed and he said, Come here 2 days before Holi. So, Holi is basically a festival of colors in India, and this Holi festival has a very important place according to Tantra. So, that is why that Baba asked Prem to come 2 days before the Holi festival. He gave Prem an address, then he added something disturbing. He said, 10 days before coming here, stop bathing and stop brushing your teeth. He told Prem to bring certain ritual items and prepared a list for him. There were 34 items on it. Prem returned to his village and started waiting for Holi to come. When only 22 days remained until Holi, as instructed, 10 days before the date, Prem stopped bathing and stopped cleaning his teeth. 2 days before Holi, he returned to Manikarnika Ghat. He bought all the required items from the market and reached at the address the Baba had given him. The Baba was already there performing a ritual. Prem waited for him, and when the Baba finished and stood up, he said, So, you have come? Prem folded his hands in greeting. Then the Baba asked him, If you are ready for the sadhana, then tell me, how do you want to perform the sadhanas? 3 days or 21 days? The Baba explained, the 3 days sadhana is extremely difficult and unbearably filthy. It required offering of one's own bodily waste. The 21-day sadhana, on the other hand, requires sitting in a dark sealed room for 21 days, chanting a single mantra 11,000 times every day. And if even the smallest mistake was made, he would not come out of that room alive. Only his corpse would. Hearing this, Prem was terrified. But then the Baba said calmly, the 21-day sadhana is not as filthy as the 3 days sadhana, and you can do it. After much fear and hesitation, Prem agreed. The Baba said, Tomorrow night at 1 am, we will go somewhere. That is the place where your sadhana will begin. The next night at 1 am, they reached a place near a deserted cremation ground. There was a small isolated room nearby. The cremation ground was terrifyingly silent, desolate beyond imagination. No people, no animals, nothing. Prem admits his condition worsened badly. He genuinely felt the Baba might kill him. Then the Baba gave him a mantra and said it had to be chanted 11,000 times every day. And the mantra is Om Reem Namo Bhagavati Karn Pishachini Chandvegini Vada Vada Swaha. He gave him this mantra. And before the chanting began, the Baba prepared a yagya. I hope you all know yagya. Yagya is basically something, it could be a container, it could be a dig in the ground where fire is burned and offerings are given through this fire to the gods and goddesses. So Baba prepared and started the yagya, and one by one he placed all the items brought by Prem into the sacred fire. Through this yagya, the Baba created a Guru Yantra, a protective construct meant to guard Prem and keep Karn Pishachini under control. The yagya continued from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And after that, the Baba whispered something into a red cloth pouch, tied it tightly around Prem's hand, and said, Tomorrow night at 11 p.m., your sadhana will begin. And then came the final warning. For the next 21 days, you must remain completely silent. No speaking to anyone. You will not step out of that room. If after sitting on the asana you feel fear even once, or if you stand up in the middle of the sadhana, your death is certain. No one will be able to save you. The Baba told Prem that for the first 6 to 7 days, nothing would happen. But from the eighth or ninth day, sensations would begin. As the days will pass, Karn Pishachini would try to frighten you. She would attempt to make you rise from the asana. But the Baba warned him clearly. Do not be afraid. Everything she shows you will be a deception. Then the Baba explained what would happen on the 20th day. He said she would appear and ask, in which form do you want to bind her? As a mother, as a sister, or as a wife? If you choose the form of mother or sister, the person whose form you choose would die. If you choose her as your wife, then you would never be able to live with another woman. Even the thought of marriage or intimacy with anyone else would turn your life into hell. After thinking carefully, Prem said, Baba, I will choose her as my wife. The Baba nodded. When she asks, say it clearly. I want you in the form of my wife. Then Baba added in a low voice, she will get intimate with you. And if she is satisfied, she will bound to you. And if she is not, she will kill you right away. With all this knowledge weighing on him, Prem waited for the next day. The next night at 9 p.m., Prem left with the Baba for the same cremation ground. Baba said, I will come every day to give you food. But do not do anything at all that could lead to your death. Then the Baba locked Prem inside that room. There was no source of light, no window, only one door. The stench inside the room was unbearable, strong enough that an ordinary person could die from it alone. Still, Prem gathered his courage and began the sadhana. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Nothing happened. The Baba would come daily, slide one flat bread and a small portion of rice under the door, and leave. In that darkness, Prem often felt regret. Why did I do this? He cursed himself. He was terrified. Those were the most frightening days of his life. But on the seventh night, he began hearing a strange sound near his ear, as if someone was circling around him, sometimes slowly, sometimes fast. His heartbeat raced. Goosebumps rose across his skin. He was drenched in sweat. With immense effort, he stopped himself from standing up. And this began happening every night. Like a prisoner counting days until release, Prem began counting the days to escape that place. He had no sense of time. He knew the dates. Around the 15th or 16th day, he felt as if someone was touching his body, provoking physical sensations. But he had to control himself. Sometimes it felt like snakes were crawling over him, sometimes like scorpions are biting him. With extreme difficulty, he he held on. And on the 20th day, as soon as he took his seat, within 5 to 10 minutes, the door of the room opened and a woman entered. So beautiful that Prem could not have imagined her, even in his dreams. She came near him, sat in front of him, and said, I praise your courage. Tell me, why have you called me? Trembling, Prem replied, I have called you to fulfill my desires. She asked, in which form do you wish to bind me? Prem answered, I want you as my wife. At that moment, Prem remembered something. The Baba had given him a garland of bones, telling him to wear it before beginning the sadhana on the 21st day. That same kind of garland hung around her neck as well. She then said, very well, I will become your wife and obey you. But first, you must give me three promises, three vows. Only then will I accept you. Prem said, tell me. And she spoke the promises. First, you will never abandon me nor try to separate yourself from me. Second, you will fulfill my desires exactly as I wish. And the third one, you will never go to another woman and you will obey me without any question. But the next day, as soon as he began the sadhana, again she returned. She started circling around him, but Prem continued chanting the mantra without stopping. When the chanting was complete, she lay down in front of him and pulled him down as well and started having sex with him. Time passed, he does not know how much. When his awareness returned, he saw that she had removed the garland of bones from his neck and placed it around her own, and then placed her garland around his neck. And immediately after that, she disappeared. The next day, the Baba came. Seeing Prem alive, the Baba said mockingly, so, you are still alive? I thought I would have to prepare for your last rites today. But you turned out to be far braver than I expected. After this, the Baba said, now go and bath. The final ritual remains. Prem bathed, repeatedly scrubbing himself again and again. His body carried such a foul odor that it was unbearable even to himself. The Baba gave him black kurta pajamas, fed him, and seated him before a yajna. This ritual continued for 6 to 7 hours, and after it ended, the Baba said, your work is done, you may go now. Do exactly as she tells you. Make no mistakes and pray that you never have to meet me again. Remember this, wherever you live, there must be no temple, no idol, no photograph of any deity. Do not participate in worships or rituals of any kind. Prem touched the Baba's feet and left. When Prem returned home, his family began crying upon seeing his condition. They asked, where have you gone? And said they had searched for him everywhere. Within 2 or 3 days, things became normal again. He ate properly, he slept well, yet Prem felt nothing unusual. He could not tell if he had truly completed sadhana or if Karn Pishachini had really been bound to him. 10 to 15 days passed, nothing happened. He began to think that the Baba had fooled him, that none of this was real, it had all been an illusion. But that evening, his left ear began to feel heavy. He could not hear properly from it. He assumed it would fix itself. But then he began sensing something else, as if someone was speaking inside his ear. Whenever a thought entered his mind, an answer would immediately follow, as though someone was responding. 2 days later, while he was sleeping in his room, the same woman appeared again. She lay beside him, and whenever she appeared, the experience felt dreamlike to Prem, as if it were happening between sleep and waking. Afterward, she spoke to him and started guiding him. Now, let me tell you about Karn Pishachini. Karn Pishachini is basically a supernatural entity who speaks in your ears. Only the sadhak who is bound to him can see her, can hear her. And if a person is sitting in front of you, you can tell about his past, you can tell about his present without knowing that person through Karn Pishachini. She also guides you in your life and career path. And that is what she started doing with Prem also. She told him to go to Udaipur, another city in Rajasthan, and start a business of tires. Tires for cars, bikes, buses, tractors, etc. Prem said to her that he had no money. She told him that you have to go to this person. It was a hotel owner about 20 kilometers from his home. And she said that he would lend him money with interest. Prem said, the man did not know me. Why would he give me money? She smiled and replied, just go, he will give it. Prem went. There was indeed a hotel. He spoke to the owner, and without asking question, the man gave him 5 lakh rupees, that is half a million rupees. He did not even ask when the money would be returned. Prem went to Udaipur and started the tire business. And within 2 to 3 months, his business grew so much that he bought the place he had rented. She guided him in everything, what to do, whom to supply, how profit would be made. And within 1 year, Prem opened 3 hotels in Jaipur, 2 villas in Udaipur, and 3 more tire showrooms. Money began flowing in, and that also uncontrollably. He bought 2 BMWs and 1 Defender within a year. His bank balance rose into crores, that is billions of rupees. Prem was digging gold from everywhere, and he was very happy with the Karn Pishachini. She was giving everything he asked for, and he was also giving everything she was asking for. But as time passed, her behavior toward Prem became more aggressive. She began engaging with him violently, scratching his back with her nails, inflicting pain. She started controlling him completely, telling him where he could go, where he could not, what he should do, and what he must never do. When Prem disobeyed her, she punished him. She beat him, she tortured him mentally. For some time, Prem endured everything. But when he realized that his life was completely slipping out of his control, he decided to return to the same Baba. Earlier, Prem had agreed to send the Baba 51,000 rupees per month. He had been sending the money regularly through money orders, but he had never gone back to meet him in person. The Pishachini told Prem everything about anyone who came in front of him, what they had done in the past, what they were doing now, and what they would do in the future. Distressed and desperate, Prem went to the Baba. There he learned something much terrifying. The Baba had died 10 days earlier. Prem was shaken to the core, returned home, and tried asking many people how this entity could be stopped. He found no solution. He went to a very famous place called Mehendipur Balaji in Rajasthan, which is famous for removing these negative entities and controlling these Pishachinis. But nothing helped. Later, a friend told him about a priest who might be able to treat his condition. Prem met him, and the priest said honestly, I cannot promise anything, but I can try. It may take 2 to 3 years to fix this. But the worst part is, whenever Prem went to such places, she could see him, she could hear everything. The entity tortured him even more, screaming into his ears, causing unbearable distress. And that is the life Prem is living right now. He made a deal with the devil, thinking it will end his suffering, his poverty, and he will earn a huge amount of money, which he actually earned. But he has sold his soul, his life to that Karn Pishachini. He asked with folded hands that the viewers and listeners should understand this clearly. Listening to stories about such powers and living with them are two very different things. They sound fascinating, they appear attractive. Yes, they give you a lot, but when they start taking back, they take everything from you, your peace, your happiness, your sleep, your sanity. Everything ends. So it's a humble request to everyone to stay away from these dark paths. These dark paths may appear glittering, but their end is far more terrifying than one can imagine. Prem says he does not even know how long he will live. Is there anyone in this world who is capable of helping him, releasing him from the clutches of the Karn Pishachini? So, this was the story of Prem who made a deal with a Karn Pishachini, a devil, to get rich in a very short interval of time. But now he is regretting his decision, his steps. So, what do you think? Do current Pishachinis actually exist, or these are mere imaginations of a person's mind? Do comment your views in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep loving and keep listening.